Hi, I'm Joel Wilson, and welcome to the Unknown Joys podcast. Is there a hobby or activity or some item, maybe a piece of furniture, that triggers something positive within you? Or is there someone that just knows how to lift your spirits? It might be a relative, or it might be comedian Joe Lycett. Or is there a song or a book or a film that gives you a little zap of endorphins? Well, in each episode of Unknown Joys, we spend time with someone as they share one thing they're particularly passionate about. This time, our guest is Caroline Homan. Welcome, Caroline. Tell us a little bit about yourself for those who don't know you.
I'm Caroline Homan, and I live in Moseley by myself with my cat, and I've lived in Birmingham since 2011. I'm a minister within Methodism. I'm an auntie, a great auntie, and that's me, I guess.
And can you reveal to us what your unknown joy is?
Pounding the streets of Moseley and King's Heath and the parks and the bogs around the two suburbs. I just love it. I need to do it every day. It's become incredibly important during lockdown, partly because I think, oh, this is going to do me good, but also because I know that I feel so much better. And as I walk, I connect with the ground when I'm outside in a way that I don't in the house. And I love that sense that I'm somehow one with Mother Earth. It's just really important to me. And it can be a pavement, it can be a muddy footpath, it can be by a bit of water. That's a lovely place to be. It can be the same. Moseley Bog is just an amazing place. I love it. So every day I need to do that. That's my hidden joy. I think one of the things I love is that every day, obviously, I come back home. So the destination is always the same. It's always to get back to my home. But I don't do it for the destination. I do it because I'm walking, because I'm journeying. And I love doing something where the process rather than the result is really precious and important and joyful, especially in lockdown, where we're all sort of thinking about when's it going to end? What are we going to be doing? What's the church going to be doing? What will I be doing? And when I'm walking, I think, actually, you know what? That doesn't matter. That's the future. I'm in the present, and this is the gift that I've got, and I'm getting fresh air, and my feet are moving, and my heart is pounding a little bit, and yeah, it's good. And the process is the good bit.
And do you have a favorite route?
They change. When it's not too muddy, I love going down into Cannon Hill Park, and the back of Cannon Hill Park there are some amazing sort of shrubby bits, but they do get very boggy and muddy, and so sometimes I avoid them. And I love Holderswood, the other end, and then if I come out of Holderswood, then I go down into the park into King's Heath and meander around there. And then, unfortunately, I can't stop in a coffee shop in King's Heath. Pre-lockdown, I would. And then I do a sort of back loop so that I don't have to face any main roads and come home. And that's a really nice one.
Now, where's the most unusual place you've walked?
Gosh. Well, it's a very usual one, but the one that I guess, well, one or two people in the circuit know about it, but lots wouldn't, is I did the last bit of the Camino in Spain a couple of years ago now, and that was a real test, because I thought, oh, you know, I'm in my late 60s, am I going to manage it? It was unusual for me. It wouldn't be unusual for everybody, because thousands and thousands of people did it. I thought I was going to do it, so I would get to the end and get my passport to say I'd done this long walk. But in fact, it was the process of walking and the unusual people that I met and the excitement when I met somebody else from Birmingham, and yeah, that was a bit different.
And with the Camino, it brings up the obvious question of What's the relationship between walking and prayer?
Oh, I think there are loads. I think there are loads. Because one of the things, if I'm walking up a hill and I'm getting a bit stuck and I'm getting a bit fed up with the challenge of the hill, I sing a little ditty. I won't sing it because I don't think anybody would like to hear this sung bit. But the words of the ditty are, God is everywhere with us on the plod. Verily, 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 God loves every bod. And I do it in rhythm as I walk, quite slowly sometimes. And there's that beautiful truth that God is everywhere on the walk, and that's my prayer. And then that God's with every bod, and as you walk, you come across so many different people, and sometimes I'm nosy and I wonder about their life and I hold them in my prayer with God and thank God for them and ask God to bless them. And sometimes it's somebody I know and I thank God that they're in my life. Sometimes they're doing something very funny and I sort of chuckle with God that people can do strange things on walk and enjoy doing strange things on walks. For me, it's such a prayerful thing to do. Sometimes, obviously, I'm praying, I know inside myself I am. And sometimes it's too deep. And it's just that when I come back, I feel a bit tired and a bit refreshed. And I think that's a mark of prayer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are there any particular people that you enjoy walking with?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I don't have children, but my brother's got 4 and lots of grandchildren, and sometimes a whole family will go out for a walk, and I just love that I'll end up talking to different ones, and I might be talking to somebody my own age one minute and then a 5-year-old the next, and that constant change of conversation. I loved, actually, when I was walking the Camino, I went with a group where I happened to be the only one who would say I was a woman of faith, but actually everybody had a deep spirituality. And I found that really, really interesting how they approached going on an ancient pilgrimage without wanting to be described as Christian. That was intriguing to me, and it was fascinating hearing their stories. Obviously, going for a walk with an old friend is lovely too, and just catching up and reminiscing. I think, I guess they're the groups that I would name that I just love walking with. But it is a different experience.
Once lockdown is done, is there a particular place you'd like to walk that perhaps is not open to you right now?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not right now, but it will be. I want to do two long walks. I've got a niece moving to Jersey. I used to live in Jersey. So I want to walk around Jersey, possibly with my sister-in-law and brother, although at the moment they're not sure they want to walk around all the coast because it's quite hilly. And then I want to walk the South Downs Way with one of my nieces. We'll set off in Winchester, where another niece, the one that's going to Jersey, used to live. And we'll end up in Eastbourne, which is very near where my dad and stepmother used to live. So I will go from one bit of the family to the other bit of the family along the South Downs Way if I'm fit enough. And I'll have to get a bit fitter to do it, I think.
Well, thanks, Caroline. That was great hearing about your unknown joy.
Thank you so much, Joel. I've really enjoyed talking.
Did you feel a bit of the joy in that conversation? I hope so. If you have something or someone that gives you joy and you'd like to talk about it on the podcast, or if you've got some feedback, drop us an email at contact@birminghammethodistcircuit.org.uk. You can find the podcast on Anchor and YouTube. Bye for now, and lean into the joy.